I'm going to start this episode with a confession. I was going to say that I rarely engage in blind buys. You know, when you buy a film, even though you've never seen it, why would you do something like that? Well, maybe you like the genre, or you like the director, or you like the trailer, or you read about it, it piqued your interest, or it was on sale, or on a label that you really like, or usually a combination of all those things. And I thought, I rarely do any blind buys, but then I looked over my collection, I thought, I do blind buys more than I realize, so that's what this episode's about. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. This is my closet full of all the stuff that I love, and today we look at one of my more recent blind buys. Should I keep it or should I can it? Let's go to the closet. I've shown you this closet in another episode, but we're going to go in here once more briefly. The first two shelves and a little bit of the third shelf are all Criterion label discs. We're going to zoom in on this area here because one of these is a blind buy that I want to talk about today. It's not Something Wild, which I really liked, or Solaris, or Stalker, or this one, which I really didn't care for, or Tree of Life, or The Great Throne of Blood. It is this disc here, Throwdown. The film I want to talk about today is indeed Throwdown. This is from 2004. It's 95 minutes long. It's in color, and it's in Cantonese with English subtitles. Why'd I buy this one? Well, I read about it. The director was well respected by many people, and it's a sort of a mashup with noir and martial arts. Sounds good to me. And it's on the Criterion label, which is usually pretty reliable, and they choose their films carefully. And it was on sale, and I felt like buying it, so I did. What is this about? It's a very thin plot. It revolves around three characters. One is a young lady who is really down on her luck. She got kicked out of where she lives, and she wants to be a singer. The other character is a former judo champion who's just now this drooling alcoholic who is always blacking out, and he's just a big mess. He's stumbling around throughout the film, and he whenever he gets any kind of money, he just gambles it away, usually on one hand, and loses. And the third main character is a younger man who is challenging everybody to judo matches throughout the film. The director was Johnny To. This is his 19th film, and this is also his personal favorite of all his films. So visually, this film is really beautiful. It deals with the neon colors, blue, red, green, throughout the film, and the camera is constantly moving, very fluidly, prowling, going through corners, in and out, going up and down at a lot of different angles and stuff. Sometimes he goes with slow motion. Sometimes he has a freeze frame. Sometimes there's the music just takes over. There's no other sound, just the music. There are a lot of judo matches going on in here, sometimes between two people, sometimes a group of people. And it's almost like a ballet. And I don't know too much about judo. I took a couple classes, but from what I understand, it's more throws instead of blows. You're not going to see a lot of chopping or punching or kicking. It's mostly people just rolling around, and grabbing each other on the floor and stuff, and throwing each other on the floor. And sometimes it's two people, sometimes a group of people, and he slows it down and he adds music to it. So very, very stylish film. It also has some noir influences to it. The neon, like I mentioned, some of the settings like gambling dens and nightclubs. The three main characters are pretty desperate characters. There's some gangsters in here too. The problem with this film, there's quite a few. First of all, the character development is basically non-existent. We don't know anything about these characters except what I told you. We don't have their backstories. We don't know what's motivating them, really. We don't really care about what happens to them. And the plot is just sort of meandering. It's just them going about their day in this city. It's not a mainstream film. It's pretty unpredictable. There is some humor to it, so the tone is kind of inconsistent between the violence, which is pretty tame, and the humor. And it's unpredictable, but it's really not engaging at all. Now, I don't need to have everything spelled out in a film. I'm okay with ambiguity. That's fine. And I'm okay with open-endedness. I don't mind working a little bit if I have to understand a film, but there's nothing that's really resonating. There's really no point to it, I don't think. There's no epiphany to it. And it just kind of happens. So there's really not much to hang on to in this film, even though it looks amazing. Now at the end, there's a title card that says, "A salute to Akira Kurosawa, the greatest filmmaker." Now, I'm not going to argue with that. I don't know about the greatest, but he's definitely, top 5, top 10. I've seen a lot of his films. I got a lot of them back here. And I've loved every film of his that I've seen. He's just amazing. But this film apparently is an homage to one of Kurosawa's earliest films called, let me get it right, Shanshiro Sugata. I never heard of that. And when I looked into it, it's really not considered one of his greatest films. So for this director, Johnny To, apparently it's one of his favorites. So there are some visual and musical cues that directly relate to that Kurosawa film. So without having seen that film or knowing about it, it's possible I'm missing some of the point of this film. But like I said, it kind of meanders along with very thin, non-existent really, character development. And it's kind of hard to care about what happens or who these people are. I'm going to give Throwdown a rating of 2.5 judo gis. What is that? That's the uniform they wear when they're practicing judo. And am I going to keep it or can it? I think for now I'm going to keep it for a couple of reasons. One is the visual look is really interesting. I might go back to it and maybe there's something I missed. Maybe second viewing, I'll pick something up that I missed the first time. And also it's on the Criterion label. I am a little hesitant to get rid of any Criterions just because I like the label so much. So basically, yeah, I'm going to keep it for that. So what's on this disc? There's quite a few extras on here. There's a interview with the director. There's an interview with the filmmakers and some film scholars. There's a short making of documentary. There is a booklet as well. And I'm not too crazy about the booklet, and I'll show you why. Sometimes they do this. The booklet is really a poster on one side. You can see all that. That's the young woman I was talking about, and that's a pretty good scene actually in the film. But here's the text on the other side. This is kind of really unwieldy if you want to read about the film, and it's red type on black paper. So it's not the easiest thing to read, and you know what? It really wasn't that informative either, to come to think of it. But I'm still going to keep it, like I said. So where can you see? Oh, by the way, this is also incredibly good looking, this film. The visual quality of it is just really stunning. So where can you see Throwdown if you're still interested? You can, if you have the Criterion channel, it is streaming on there right now. If you can try renting it, you can try buying it, you can try your public library. You might luck out there. I doubt it, but it could be there. Anyways, that's Throwdown. That's a blind buy, and maybe I'll do some more blind buy videos. If you like it, let me know down here and make a comment or a suggestion. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. I'm almost at 160 subscribers. Trying to get to 200 by June. This is the middle of March right now. June is a big month. We have birthdays, we have anniversaries, we have Father's Day, a lot of stuff going on in June. That'd be great if I can make it to 200 subscribers in June. Meanwhile, I really appreciate anybody subscribing to this or just watching it. Thank you so much. Share this film, share this episode with your friends and family and neighbors. And otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.